I'm literally going to enjoy disproving almost anything that Sadia Khan says that she posts from now on. I'm going to make this my profession. So Sadia Khan in posted a story where in her presentation in Dubai she says, I think it was in Dubai, where she says that don't waste your time with attachment styles, love language, or mushroom therapy. Okay, I'm really gonna enjoy this. Relationships are a spiritual vehicle for either getting children, learning together and growing together spiritually, or both. And the reason you attract certain people into your life is because you have a certain energy field around you that people feel attracted to or not. The forced relationships, which are not based on that, you don't want anyway. The relationships which are based on transactional value, how much resources you have, you don't want anyway. You want the true connection. And the true connection, for that, you have to understand yourself, you have to understand the other. That means you have to go into a higher consciousness plane. Sadia Khan is advocating superficial relationships, basically. She's saying, become the man that is so attractive that the woman automatically falls in love with you. And I'm saying something different. I'm saying, if the ideal relationship is spiritual and loving, then you have to go into a higher plane of consciousness. And this higher plane of consciousness can happen through many means. It can happen through understanding yourself. It can happen through growing by understanding yourself. It can happen through mushroom ceremonies, ayahuasca, or whatever psychedelic. It can. It's not something that is always recommended. And by understanding yourself and others, you move into a higher consciousness plane. And thereby you attract different people. At a high consciousness plane, you do not attract low vibrational people. I'm telling you, for example, Sadia Khan is a low vibrational being. And because of that low vibrational beingness, she attracts many souls to her who are looking for advice, but she's too low vibrational in order to give them advice on how to get to our higher vibration. So she's not only not qualified in other means, but she's definitely not qualified in that area at all. Now, popularity is not connected to competence necessarily, and popularity is also not connected to higher frequency. You can be very high frequency and have zero popularity, even if you make videos. And so, if you want the perfect relationship, understand yourself, love yourself, understand the other, understand what motivates people to come together and stay together. Understand that trauma attracts trauma and healed persons attract healed persons. Healed persons can also attract unhealed persons. So you must recognize that as well. And reject the idea to be the healer in the relationship. And it's better to be alone than to be so attractive that you attract the wrong person. I mean, superficially attractive. And everything that Sadia Khan says so far is about superficial attraction. Become the man with the resources so she falls in love with you. It just doesn't make any sense. Yes, you can focus on yourself, but don't make it all about materialism. And she definitely, in that little sentence, said, don't work on yourself. You have to, not in that sense, don't work on yourself spiritually, rather work on your, goals, materialism, and so forth. And this is the whole idea of broke culture, and it's completely wrong. You cannot have a healthy relationship based on broke culture. You will get superficial attraction. And I'm definitely the one to say that superficial attraction is important at certain moments in a good relationship, but it's very cyclical and it can be very far apart, but it's like sometimes you want to feel attracted to your woman, but it's not the same thing as a successful spiritual relationship with your woman. Now, the idea that a lot of people like Sadia Khan have is that the modern dating scene has changed. It has changed. The women have changed. But it doesn't mean that you need to do anything to attract those women. You don't want them anyway. This is something I say a lot about broke culture. They're attracting the women they don't want anyway. They think they want them because they need pussy, but that's not the same thing. So the ideal solution is actually work on yourself and do geomaxing. That doesn't mean that you should be broke. And I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with. It's like either I'm spiritual, working on myself and broke, or I'm highly successful and toxic. No, you can have both, but you must learn how to navigate that. And I think she's the wrong person to teach that. But there is so much frustration, so much loneliness, that she chose a target market that is perfect for forever making money. It's fascinating that anybody comes to her show still, probably because they already paid for it, but still. Understand yourself, grow with yourself. This is a spiritual journey. Your whole incarnation is a spiritual journey. And if you're not attractive to women where you are, maybe just move to a place where you are attractive. And I do think it's worth it to really understand women on a deep level. Like why they act the way they act, red pilling yourself a little bit, that definitely has some benefits to it. Because as men, we don't think we understand women. It's not that complicated, but you have to understand some basics. I think one of the most basic things, and I want to give to you that in this video about understanding about women, is the more time you take to get to know her, and the less you're afraid of a friend zone, the more you're actually starting a human connection. And if that one woman friend zones you, great, then you have a friend. Then you find another woman that you spend a lot of time with. But don't break the trust and don't pressure. And most men pressure because they want to get rid of their sperm. And the moment you pressure, you are building not a relationship, you're building a transactional whore. Understand that.